In a small village in eastern Ukraine during the early years of the Second World War lived Mikhail Petrenko, a 22-year-old reservist in the town's militia. A quiet, shy man known throughout town as Smiling Misha for the smile he always gave when he felt awkward. Mikhail lived outside the village with his father Volodymyr, his mother Alexandra, and two younger brothers, Ivan and Alexander. The family made their living primarily from their pig farm, a business Volodymyr inherited from his father. It gave them a modest income, enough to provide them with the basics for their everyday needs. And what little Mikhail earned from the militia also went to the family budget. A thin, brownish, red-haired man, Mikhail spent much of his time in the militia patrolling the perimeter of the village, keeping an eye out for anything out of the ordinary on the town's border. One foggy October morning, while Mikhail and a friend Alexei Markov did their rounds, they heard commotion coming from the home of the Petrovich family, a clan of carpenters and blacksmiths who, like the Petrenkos, lived on the outskirts of town. At first believing it was simply a regular argument between spouses, Mikhail and Alexei didn't pay much mind continuing down the road, swapping a cigarette between them. But when they heard the door swing open and Mrs. Petrovich screaming, they spun back to face the house, watching the elderly woman run from it in a panic. Behind her, holding a meat cleaver, was her husband, 69-year-old Jozef Petrovich. The two militiamen, too stunned to fire immediately, rushed the man, tackling him to the ground before he could bring down his weapon into his wife's skull. "Let go of me," Petrovich cried. "She's possessed." It took everything the two friends had to hold him down while sending Mrs. Petrovich back to their barracks to get back up. Once it arrived, they hauled the elderly man to the headman S house where Mikhail and another militia member had the unpleasant task of guarding him over the night. The following morning a trial was held, and it quickly became evident Jozef wouldn't be found guilty of anything, as the village headman was his elder brother, who told him to stop being so foolish and released him back into his family's custody. For a week Mikhail did not hear anything more from the Petrovich residence and assumed it was all resolved, but the next Friday, while doing his patrols solo, he came across pieces of clothing torn and bloodied leading up to the Petrovich home door wide open. Mikhail gulped down his fear and started to walk towards it, making sure his rifle was ready as he did so. Upon reaching the doorway, a putrid smell hit him. He fought the urge to vomit, walking inside where he found Jozef and his two sons. They sat on the couch, intestines wrapped together, creating a chain. Their faces, twisted and green, gave Mikhail all the proof he needed to know they did not die easily. He searched for Mrs. Petrovich but found no trace of her. She was gone. The words of Jozef, shouted a week before, came to him. "She's possessed."